Kayvon, how much are you looking forward to trying to, I guess, I mean, we're right, try to get back a little bit, a little payback for what happened earlier in the year when you guys played these guys?
It's definitely always a good opportunity when you get to see a team again. Seeing them a third time is it's definitely going to be a good game.
What are you expecting to see from Jalen Hurts?
I mean, he's a great quarterback. He's in the MVP race, so and it's the playoffs, so I expect to see his best.
You talked yesterday about every team kind of putting a bounty on him, right? Basically about teams going after his shoulder or arm that he injured. What do you make of that?
I mean, he's a great player. So just me being an edge rusher, you see, like when just across the league, that's people scheme against the great players. So of course, teams are going to scheme against him as being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I would say for us, we just got to do what we can to contain him.
Are you made aware of that he might be favoring a specific side with an injury like that when you see him on the shoulder?
No, I haven't really seen it. I mean, quarterbacks, they're not really too ambidextrous when it comes to throwing, so I'm pretty sure he can still throw the ball.
But he runs too. That's the thing.
I haven't really looked too much into that. Yeah.
That first game you played against them was not the way this defense has really played all year. What did you see in that game from them, and maybe what you guys didn't do?
We didn't stop the run. Stopping the run it's a pillar of football, and once you kind of lose that ideology, you kind of lose the core of your team. So we had to really hone in on that and kind of get back to who we are.
What do you think about when you think about your performance in that game specifically?
Just trying to bring more. It's the playoffs now. This week is all we got.
Kayvon, while you have a different game plan, you're scheming different against this offense. How do you replicate just the way you guys executed and just the intensity you brought against Minnesota now Saturday?
It starts today. It starts in practice. It starts with recovery. It starts maintaining our bodies, and it's just about being a pro and doing that extra, whatever it is extra that you need individually to play your best ball on Saturday.
Kayvon, when you were alone with Jefferson on that one play in particular, I think it was in the fourth quarter on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. What are your responsibilities there, and did any part of being essentially matched up with him, challenge you differently?
No, I think me. I consider myself one of the best coverage linebackers there is. So, I wasn't. He's definitely a great player. I actually don't remember that specific play, but I definitely say when you're going against somebody who's of that caliber, you definitely got to strap up and make sure that you hone in on your keys and what it takes to execute.
Is it a blessing to be this late into the season and playing and be fully healthy on this side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, just to talk. Well, no one's fully healthy. Let's just throw that out there. I don't think there's a guy that's in a uniform that's fully healthy. But just to have the ability and the availability to play in the game and to have that will to keep going and to fight through all of those things. Yeah, it's definitely hard. But I think that's the best part of being in this position.
How much of a plus is it to have a Dory and McKinney knowing what they were able to bring on Sunday?
I mean, yeah, those are two of our leaders, and they've been playing great ball all year. So now just being able to have them with us and put it all together, it's gonna be something to see.
Kayvon, you've always talked about your mindset since you've gotten here and how important that is. Do you think you surprise people maybe with how much you think the game as much as you attack the game?
Definitely, especially how I come off because my personality is so big and because I'm gregarious. It makes people uncertain about my intellect when it comes to football and the scheme of how it works. But yeah, I would say just that alongside when we talk about mindset, the ins and outs of the game, and then that mindset when it comes to willpower and like that next level of knowing like what it takes to be great. That's what's been keeping me going.
As a student of the game, is there a part of you that looks at the other side of the ball in terms of the Eagles and how they've been so successful rushing the quarterback? Do you admire and that you try to pick apart maybe?
I mean, of course, just seeing, starting back, going way back in the season when we played against the Ravens and seeing, how much obviously he was able to do back then, and now, transitioning that to the Eagles, just seeing like you gotta be disciplined. There's not everybody wants to be Superman, everybody wants to do everything, but you can't do that when you're playing with a guy who can make you pay. So you got to stay true to your assignment.
When you think about that first matchup with the Eagles, do you look at it as they really beat us, or was it a game that just happened to get away from you?
I think there's always there's two sides of any sport. You know, there's the stat line and there's the numbers, and then there's how the games, you know, really went. And I feel like, you know, that first game for me, it was an execution game, right? We played hard, we did a lot of good things, but we didn't execute to the level that they did. So, you know, when it got to the end, they were able to pull it out. But when you talk about, you know, moving forward, I think minimizing those mistakes and minimizing places where we can beat ourselves, I think that'll be, you know, one of the keys for us.
Kayvon, was at the start of the year and as the year went through, did Rookie of the Year ever enter your mind? Something you said that's a goal I want to.
Yeah, that was a goal. I mean, that's a goal since I got drafted.
I think there's something came out. You know, the NFL put like 6 guys out. You're not on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the list? Are you aware of it? Or?
Nah, I think I just been focused on the Eagles. You know, just having the opportunity to have another week. I mean, I could care less about, you know, accolades at this point. At this point, it's about opportunity and getting another week.
You're the only one of those 6 who's still playing. Is that important to you versus? I mean, you want accolades, but you want these accolades too, I guess.
When is the ceremony? Whenever the ceremony is, I probably won't watch it. But the next game, everybody who's not playing will be watching.
Kayvon, what goes through your mind watching Dexter?
I mean, for me, it's so funny because, you know, you don't watch somebody during the play. When you're on the field, it's not like you can see them. But because, like, if you see me, I'm always, like, around the quarterback. I always get that kind of backside. Like, I get the offensive line view of Dex every time, you know, after a play. I mean, Dex has tackled me. Dex has done just amazing. I mean, just to see somebody that big, be that fast, that explosive, that smart, you know, it seems like he's right in the middle and there's not a lot for him to do and dissect, but it's like just his ability to beat 2 people. I mean, there's plays that, you know, I laugh and joke with him because, like, he, you know, scoots by 2 people. I call it scoot because he's always like, he just gets right past them. And I try it, but they just kind of pick me up and move me back. But, yeah, Dex is truly, you know, like I told him before, I've never seen Aaron Donald play in person, but he's the closest thing that I've seen.
You called him the best. They coach you on film, calling him the best player you've ever seen play. Yeah,
definitely.
What was into that? What went into that?
I mean, because like I said, every play he made, I was probably getting, you know, tossed around something in the back, but I was seeing it. It was like I was right next to him. You know, I was seeing him destroy 2 people, and he's been doing it all season. So
when he can do that, does it make your life a little bit easier when you're lined up next to him when he can?
I mean, yeah, we work in tandem. You know, when he's got 2 people on him, I get the one-on-one, or somebody else gets the one-on-one. When I got 2 people on me, he gets the one-on-one. So it's just working as a unit.
Kayvon, you play with a lot of confidence. Does a lot of that confidence come from the way you prepare each game?
That's the only place it comes from. There's no, in this sport, it's so physical, so violent, and so gruesome that there's no such thing as false confidence, right? Everything comes from preparation. Everything comes from what you do during the week. And I think that's what's has separated us so far and has, you know, continued us afloat.
Kayvon, is a guy like Leo stressing to you as a rookie that, hey, don't take advantage of the situation because this doesn't come along much? I mean, he's been in the league 8 years.
Yeah.
And this is his first playoff game. Is a veteran like that constantly tell a guy like yourself, hey, listen, take advantage of this situation because it might happen again?
No, because I'm a guy, you know, and I don't say no in the sense where he's not being a leader, but I say no in the sense that I'm a guy who he's leading in other ways where, you know, we all know what's at stake. We all know what it's going to take, right? But it's about how can you apply that extra? How can you, you know, get those words of wisdom and use it to your own life? And I think that's where he's been kind of that light to me and realizing, like, what has helped me play my best games and how can I continue to emulate that and elevate that.
You're an aggressive player. Obviously, you want to attack and get to the quarterback. But when you play someone like Jalen, who has the ability to hurt you with your legs, do you have to be more disciplined or more cognizant of maybe don't get too far up because then he can kind of squirt by you?
Definitely. You know, you never want to what can be your strengths can also be your weaknesses, you know. So you never want to kind of get outside of your frame of the game, and you want to use those tips and tools that you get throughout the week to kind of help you prepare. Thank you.
Thank you.